The studio lights flickered on just as the camera crew shouted, 3 minutes to record. But behind the bright stage and the familiar fun intro of Busy Fun Ltd's comedy series, something unusual was happening. For the first time in the show's long history, all three main comedians, Babloo, Omi, and Waqas, stood silently in the backstage corner, staring at the set with worried faces. They were known across the world as the Three Bow Masters because of their iconic opening bow before every episode. Kids copied it, adults laughed at it, and fans never missed their videos. But today, none of them could bow, laugh, or rehearse. Something had shaken them to the core. The powerful hook came from the moment the producer rushed in, holding his head. "Boys, we have a big problem. The sponsor just pulled out. If today's episode fails, the channel might shut down the show." Those words hit them harder than any scripted prank ever had. Babloo, usually the loudest and funniest, turned pale. "Shut down? But this show feeds my whole family. My little sister's school fees. I can't lose this job." Omi swallowed, clutching his worn-out jacket. "My mother's treatment depends on every episode's income. We cannot afford to fail today." Waqas stared at the floor. "This show saved me from the streets. Without it, I'm nothing." The challenge was clear: create the best episode of their lives, with no budget, no props, and only 1 hour before the global audience waited for their laughter. The three of them sat in a small circle, facing each other, breathing heavily. The pressure felt unreal. But then something unexpected happened. Babloo suddenly pointed to the old bamboo bows they used in their earliest sketches, simple, cheap props lying in storage. "What if we go back to where it all started?" he said quietly. "Just us. No fancy props. No artificial comedy. Just pure heart and real laughter." Omi blinked. "Back to the street-style comedy we used to do." Waqas nodded slowly, a smile returning to his face. "Back to the jokes we made when we had nothing. Simple. Honest. Real." They quickly planned 3 powerful comedy segments, funny, emotional, and meaningful. But every scene had a hidden challenge that tested their strength. Challenge 1: Performing without fear. The first scene required Babloo to act as a struggling father trying to cheer up his daughter with cheap homemade toys. The audience expected humor, but he had to hold back real tears because the story hit close to his own life. He powered through, turning his pain into heartfelt comedy. The cameras captured raw honesty that made the crew silently clap behind the scenes. Challenge 2: Turning pain into laughter. Omi had to play a character who slips, falls, and messes up everything, classic slapstick. But his back injury made every movement hurt. Still, he pushed forward because he knew millions were watching, waiting for their daily joy. His falls looked silly, but the effort behind them was heroic. Challenge 3: Facing the past. Waqas portrayed a street kid trying to survive using ridiculous tricks. It was a funny skit, but it pulled him into memories of his own teenage struggles. For a moment, he froze mid-performance. The set went silent. Then Babloo whispered from off-screen, "We are with you." Waqas took a deep breath and finished the scene with a powerful emotional twist that left even the cameraman wiping a tear. As the final bow moment approached, the three stood shoulder to shoulder. They had no fancy backdrop or expensive sound effects. Just 3 friends, 3 bows, and their hearts laid bare. They bowed once for their audience. A second time for their families. And a third time for the struggles that shaped them. The episode ended on a quiet moment, the 3 sitting at a roadside stall, sharing a single cup of tea like the old days. Babloo lifted the cup and said, "Sometimes life takes everything away, so it can give you back what truly matters." The screen faded out. When the video uploaded as EP 358, World Best 3-Bow Comedy Video 2025, something unbelievable happened. Within minutes, the comments exploded. Fans cried, laughed, and shared the episode everywhere. The rawness, honesty, and heartfelt comedy touched millions. Sponsors rushed back. The channel stayed alive. And the trio became stronger than ever before. The final message appeared in bold text. Real comedy is not about perfect jokes, it's about imperfect humans who choose to laugh anyway. And that message stayed with viewers long after the video ended.